So man, it was early, and this is exactly what you hope and dream would happen. The little buck is looking into the brush, and I see antlers, and the whole setup holds for a while. Things are looking good. The suspense is really high. Man, I would just love to see the Godzilla buck come right out of that weed line. So right here, he is right downwind of me. Oh, but I'm gonna get tested again in the hunt here. But yeah, hey guys, Kapper here. Welcome back to our final day of gun deer season here in Missouri for our vlog. This is my very first hunt, to be honest. I'm glad I got out. It was pretty action-packed. Hope you join us. We're going to talk about scent control. We're going to talk about deer behavior. We're going to talk about trying to figure out how old these deer are. I'm going to ask you a question on your opinion. So let's get into it. So here's a quick look at my stand setup. I'm hunting in a Banks blind. I got a good wind. I got a northwest wind. This view right here, that's basically the downwind side. I got a food plot out in front of my main window here, and then I got another food plot out in front of my right hand window. So the first deer showed up early. Let's get into it. Okay, that was a good start. That spike buck came out very early, and all of a sudden another one comes out. At first I thought it was a doe, but it's a smaller spike buck. But I wanted to test my setup and my scent control on a mature doe, but we'll see what's going to happen. So man, it was early, and this is exactly what you hope and dream would happen. The little buck is looking into the brush, and I see antlers, and it's very early, and actually looks like big antlers. It looks like this could be a shooter, but let's see how it's going to transpire here, and if my scent control holds and the whole setup holds for a while. But nice looking buck. I mistook it for a different one. I thought it was this buck right here that I had on camera at first, which that would have been a shooter, no doubt, but it turns out it's a different one. But when I saw I thought there was no brow tines. That's what led me to think it was this other, which would have been a 10-point mainframe. Okay, so to our deer hunters out there, I want you to tell me if you think this is a 2.5 or a 3.5-year-old buck. Another buck's going to be coming out. They're going to do some sparring, and you're going to clearly see one buck is larger than the other. But I don't know if the two sparring is going to be a 1.5 and a 2.5, or a 2.5 and a 3.5. So let me know what your thoughts are once you get a real good look at them. So meanwhile, I got the original spike buck. He's starting to move around my stand. He's going to come right downwind to me. Not only is he going to come right downwind, but he's going to come in close. And it's going to be a good test of my scent control and discipline in that stand, because the chair makes a lot of noise whenever you move in it. It's one of them, old office chairs. So I got to be really careful. Right, so while he's standing right here, he's right here at the edge of this briar patch next to my blind, but I got a northwest wind, which is about perfect for this. A west might be better, but northwest is good, and you're going to see him. You could see this ladder here. Well, you're going to see him come like right at the base of the ladder, like right now. So right here, he is right downwind of me. He might have seen me move the curtain just a little bit. The window's closed and it's tinted, but he's picking up something. I had Sharon drop me off right here at the stand. So basically she dropped me off right about where he's standing. I mean, he's only like a few feet from the base of the ladder. Thank goodness he's not a mature doe, because he knows, he smells something, but he's not sure. Obviously, if it would have been a strong human scent, I'm thinking he would have blew. But I think I'm going to survive this one. Luckily, it wasn't a mature doe, but I'm going to get tested again in the hunt here. But yeah, he is right downwind, and he's right where I stepped off the buggy. So, I mean, you got to pay attention to detail. It's a skill that hunting is not easy. I'm just saying, it's not easy. It looks easy on TV. Just go sit in a tower blind and they eat and you shoot one. Yeah, that's not. It's if you're a hunter, you know exactly what I mean. And if you're a hunter and you're not seeing deer, it could be something that you're not doing. You're not paying attention to, and they're winding you long before you have any idea they are. I have this discussion with guys all the time. Like, I never got busted. The problem is you don't know half the time you get busted, because they'll just slink off if they catch your wind, 50, 80 yards up into the woods, and you won't know that you even got busted. I know that because I've actually seen it happen to me. That's how I learned it. All right, then the spike, he cleared my wind cone, and now he's in a good spot here. Now he's feeding in my late planted grain mix up here, and he'll stay here for a while, and I'm going to go back to the other side now that nobody's downwind of me for the moment. Folks, speaking of deer hunting and good friends, I want to give a quick shout out to my buddy Joe the farmer from his Tennessee farm. Just the same night I was hunting last night, he tagged a beautiful 140-inch Tennessee buck on his farm. By the way, he's got a great YouTube channel. It's not a lot of hunting, but it has hunting, but a lot of machine work and projects. Anyways, I'll put a link in the description, but just wanted to say congrats to my buddy Joe the farmer. Nice work, buddy. All right, these next few frames are a little bit sketchy because I'm videoing through the locust tree, but both of the bucks now head over to this corner of the plot, and they're looking into the woods. The bigger of the two actually goes in the woods for a minute, so that's telling me there's another deer in there wanting to come out or waiting to come out. But I'm not sure if it's going to come out or what's going to happen. Let's see. So now we've got 5 or 6 deer out here. They're all bucks, every one of them. You got these two, they're one 8-pointer, and then the other 6 are 8-pointer, and then the other ones are spike bucks. But I'm always keeping my eye on to that left over there in case a big one comes rolling out, because things are looking good. The suspense is really high. I still got time. Man, I would just love to see the Godzilla buck come right out of that weed line. She's on to me. She don't like it. All right, so in the meantime, this doe, the only one that I actually saw was a doe. She's picking up my scent here. She's downwind. She don't like it. The weird thing is, so she's trying to figure it out. And this is one of the cool things when you use ozonics. She smells something different. She's not positive of what she smells, okay? And she doesn't put her tail up. She was running like you just saw there before she got my wind. So she's already hinked up for some reason. But here you got a mature doe immediately downwind, and she actually runs back into the food plot. Testament to the ozonics, but also to very, very strict scent control, man. I mean, normally you're going to get busted in this situation, but I call this a success right here because she didn't blow, her flag didn't go up, none of that. So that doe, she came, ran back in the plot. These two bucks are still hanging around over here, man. It's still making me think they're waiting, you know, for hopefully a mature buck, the king of the forest, to come out. But, you know, they're still over there. They're in really good condition for the wind. They're not anywhere near my wind, but I'm just waiting for maybe something good to happen. So the two bucks started sparring over in this little pocket here. I tried to get focused, but I really couldn't. So now it's all good. They're going to start slinking back right in front of me as if I need to look at it more to know if I'm going to pass or take this one. But now we're going to really see the show. These guys are going to spar for quite a while. So we'll get, at least we got something entertaining. All right, so while I am out in the horseshoe plot, Sharon videotapes this buck, and in my house food plot, let's take a quick look. All right, so then I just did another quick life and hunting experiment, and I broke out my Android cell camera. Took basically the same footage. Let's put them next to each other here and kind of see which one looks better, the Canon autofocus or a cellular phone. So now we're at prime time. If you've hunted mature bucks, this is it. And the way these guys keep looking in the weeds around us, I really feel there's a strong chance there's a mature buck just staged inside the weed line somewhere. That's how they do it. And half the time they never come out. If they don't like something, you know, like if the window's open and it wasn't open before, or if the deer ain't acting normal, they won't come out. But these deer here are the decoys I need right now. So we're in the last, 45 minutes. I'm going to switch back and forth on the cameras, but they're going to put on a cool show, and I'm really hoping somebody bigger is going to step out. So here I'm back to my cell phone, and an interesting thing with the cell phone is that when you zoom like this, it increases the audio, and I wanted to get some of their rattling on audio, so let's see how it's going to work. And now you're going to see this, he's either a 2 or a 3-year-old, but his tarsal glands are stained, which is leaning me towards 3. Anyways, he's going back into the brush, into the trail where he came out. I mean, this is telling me that there's somebody hanging around in there. Will I get to see it or not? We'll find out. Okay, I was right, or at least partly so. He went back in the woods and he met a deer coming out. Man, my adrenaline was pumping, and guess what? It was another buck. It was another spike buck. So he literally met the spike buck, you know, like 10 foot in the brush there. And now I've got like, you know, 16 spike bucks out here instead of the mature one that I thought was going to come out. Okay, so my hunt kind of ended prematurely. Something spooked all these deer. You're going to see a quick trail cam clip of them. So it wasn't me. It was off to the left. Something in the woods spooked them, and there was a doe in there and these bucks. So the does took off because they were looking right in these woods. So something in the woods spooked them. And then the bucks ran off, and there was like 15 minutes left, and it was dead, of course. But I'm going to give you some clips and some final thoughts here as we move our chess pieces, because like the house setup and this new electric buggy was pretty cool. We're dialing it in. So best of luck if you're still hunting this fall, and if you liked the video, hit the like button. We hope to see you again. Thanks.
Oh, the dim worked. I turned it on nighttime dim.
Another small victory. I've been trying to figure out this new candy side by side, and I figured out how to dim this LCD. So a little victory, but check out the new garage door opener we got in the basement of our home. This is what we visualize. I actually visualized this happening, and today's the first day it actually happened in real life. I visualized it, you know, close to a year ago when we looked at this property, you know, well, okay, maybe 8 months ago.
Not bad. It's a nice setup. Right into the hunting shack. Gotta like it when a plan comes together sometimes. Oh, all right.